Hey, we back. Shalom. Proverbs. Mishael. 12. I know. Speed run, 3 videos. Woo! You're always wearing the same thing in your videos. No. Yeah, I have a bunch of safety shirts that I wear for work, so I'm usually wearing... I don't wear the same shirt every day. I really don't. You know, I've got like 3 in my bag that I take to work, and my wife, bless her, she washes all my laundry constantly. But yes, I wear safety shirts. You don't have to wear safety shirts, you just have to wear your vest. Well, you know what? I like wearing safety shirts, you know? It just, to me, I feel like it's a uniform, so whatever. But yes, 3 videos in the same, like, you know, last 20, 30 minutes, so... Why are you always doing the same in your... Okay, whatever. I don't even know. You know what? People aren't even... I'm not even that popular. I've only got 4 subscribers, so why am I complaining? Got delusions of grandeur over here. I'm probably just talking to myself. That's probably what all these videos are going to be. I'm just going to look at these videos one day and be like, yeah, I made these videos because I like to talk to myself, or, you know, whatever. Cuckoo. Dave, the angry trucker. I understand. If you guys haven't seen Dave the Angry Trucker, you need to go look at him. He's a trucker in the UK, and he's funny. He is funny. I really enjoy his content. There's days I wish I could be like him, like the American version of him, but I don't want to like steal his thunder, so. All right. Okay. Proverbs 12. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but he who hates reproof is stupid. Just come out and say it, why don't you? The good obtain favor from Yahweh, but the man of the wicked he declares wrong. But the man of wicked deceives, he declares wrong. A man is not established by wrongness, but the root of the righteous shall not be moved. A capable wife is the crown of her husband. True. But one causing shame is like rottenness to his bones. The thoughts of the righteous are right ruling. The counsels of the wrong are deceit. The words of the wrong are a lie and wait for blood, but the mouth of the straight delivers them. The wrong are overthrown and are no more, but the house of the righteous stands. Spitting fire in 12, man. A man is praised according to his wisdom, but the perverted of heart becomes despised. Better to be lightly esteemed and have a servant than the highly esteemed who lacks bread. The righteous regards the life of his breast? Okay. The righteous regards the life of his breast. Huh. I'll have to look in the King James and see what it says there. But the compassion of the wrong is cruelty. Compassion of the wrong is cruelty. You know, it's actually kind of funny. Wait, I'm not going to do a commentary right now. Hang on. I'll come back to that. He who tills his land is satisfied with bread, but he who pursues vanities is lacking heart. The wrong shall cover the catch of evildoers, but the root of the righteous yields fruit. In the transgression of the lips is an evil snare, but the righteous gets out of distress. From the fruit of his mouth one is filled with good, and the work of a man's hands is given back to him. The way of a fool is right in his own eyes, but he who listens to advice is wise. A fool's wrath is known at once, but a clever one covers shame. He who speaks truth declares righteousness, but a false witness deceit. Rash speaking is like piercing of a sword, but the tongue of the wise is healing. The lips of truth is established forever, but a lying tongue is but for a moment. Deceit is in the heart of those who plot evil. but counselors of peace have joy. No harm befalls the righteous, but the wrong shall be filled with evil. Lying lips are an abomination to Yahweh, but those who deal truly are his delight. A clever man is concerning knowledge, but the heart of fools proclaims folly. The hand of the hard worker rules, but the lazy is put to compulsory labor. Anxiety in the heart of a man causes depression, but a good word makes him glad. The righteous is guided to his neighbor. The righteous is a guide to his neighbor, but the way of the wrong leads them astray. The lazy one has no game to roast, but the hard worker prizes his possessions. In the way of righteousness is life, and in the pathway there is no death. And in its pathway there is no death. Man, oh man. There's part of me that I'm really kind of stumping to learn Hebrew so I can read in the Hebrew and see what it says. Because I know that there's some translational stuff here. Like, it's like, what did that say? I'll have to look at what it means, right? The righteous regards the life of his breast. Or is that beast? Oh, it's not. Wow. It's beast, not breast. Where was the... I was reading that wrong. Like, where's the R? Beast as an animal. Good God. Dirt. Come on, Mark. Don't be dumb. The righteous regards the life of his beast, but the compassion of the wrong is cruelty. I was like, what does that mean? Man, you get it all raw and real right here. Even my stupidity. I can't read. I can't read English. Don't let DOT catch me. Oh my God, I'll lose my license. Like, why does it say breast? Like I was like, what does that mean, breast? Like the righteous regards the life of his breast, and I was like, what? Must have something on the brain. I miss you, wifey. It's beast. All right. Whoever loves discipline loves knowledge. Yeah. Yah has been disciplining me lately. Seriously. He had to whip me into shape a little bit. He still is. And, as long as he's disciplining me, I'm pleased, because that means that he still cares. I haven't gone too far astray. But he who hates reproof is stupid. Just say it like it is. Say it like it is, Solomon. He who hates reproof is stupid. Yep. Yeah. I highly agree with that. All right. A man is not established by wrongness, but the root of the righteous shall not be moved. That's something I kind of wanted to get into a little bit. When I was watching that video from Jubilee earlier with those Christians and the progressive Christians, it's just like, yeah. When you are standing on the principles of truth, you can't be moved. You can't. And people hate it when their ideologies come into conflict with truth, because man, oh man, they don't want to see the truth, so they try to bend every single thing they can to fit their worldview, and it just doesn't work. A capable wife is the crown of her husband. Very true. Love you, babe. Let's see. But one causing shame is like rottenness in his bones. Yeah? I know this is esoteric. Not esoteric, but this... I'm tangents. I'm going off on tangents. I was listening to Louder with Crowder. I'm super conservative, by the way. If you don't understand that, I'm reading Bible videos. Of course, I'm super conservative. Duh. I was watching Louder with Crowder, and they were talking about this wife. Forgive me. I don't know her name. I don't really care. She's the wife of an NBA player who's like one of the best NBA 3-point shot. You can go find it. It's on Louder with Crowder. He talks about it, but there's this woman, she's married to this guy, and he's like giving her everything. You know, they got married young, high school sweethearts. Like, it's like the whole fairy tale story. You know, he's a multimillionaire. She's got on like nice clothes. Like, you know, she's doing well. And she gets on this podcast called Call Me Daddy, and she just like completely trashes her husband. Like, oh, he doesn't understand, and I never really wanted children, and I thought I was going to be the girl boss. And I was like, man, you literally are, everything's been given to you by this man. He hasn't done anything wrong that we know of in public light. And you are just like a cancer, man. Like a rot. I feel so bad for him. Because he seems like a generally good guy. Like, I don't know who he is personally. I don't watch the NBA, so I don't know who he is. But from what was described, he sounded like a pretty good guy. And she is just... Yeah. But one causing shame is like rottenness in his bones. Yeah. Let's see. A man is praised according to his wisdom, but a perverted heart becomes despised. Yep. Agree with that one. Sure. Well, there's a lot of good ones here, but I need to eat dinner. I've been neglected. My steak is probably cold now. It's cold now. Golly. I need to... Yeah. Anyways. Oh. I do have to... I said I was going to tell that story. So, we were in Costco. Yesterday. I know, Shabbat. Yeah. I'm not perfect. And I wasn't too pleased about it, but, you know, we were kind of between a rock and a hard place because I needed to get stuff for my work week, and yeah. I know, you're terrible. Anyways, I admonish. So, we were in Costco, and we got done shopping, got everything necessary for the week, got dinner for the missionaries because we weren't going to have time to cook. My mom is now the missionary coordinator for her ward, so that's kind of her job now, is to make sure that they have meals. But anyways, so got done with all that, and was, you know, if you know what Costco is, or you ever been to Costco, it's a madhouse in there. People, it's busy. The lines are crazy. They're very efficient at what they do, but golly, man. Anyways, I was trying to get in line, pushing the cart, had my daughters, Mahana and Tala, were both in the cart, and was pushing the cart, and this lady, she just like cuts in front of me as I was like getting into the line. And she cuts in front of me, and she kind of like glares at me, like stares me down, and then she motions for another lady, which you know what, I'm just gonna assume, because they were kind of giving me that vibe, but they were most, like, I am assuming they were a lesbian couple. Like, I'm just saying, like, they both had the same butch haircut, you know, like, you know, they were like middle-aged lesbians. I don't know. I'm not judging. That's an abomination, but hey, you do you, boo. You know, that's between you and Yah. Anyways, so she glares at me like I was here, like I was there first. For sure was there first. Like, I was pushing the cart, but she cuts in front of me and motions for her other person to, you know, her significant other or the lady that she was with to basically push their cart in front of ours. Like, and I was kind of like, seriously, lady? Like, I kind of just gave her that look like, really? Like, I wasn't going to be I wasn't confrontational. I just kind of gave her that, like, really? And she was glaring at me, you know, staring me down. And then she noticed the gun on my hip. because, I'm armed in public with my family. Wherever I go, sometimes I open carry, sometimes I conceal. I was open carrying because I don't really have a comfortable conceal carry holster that I like. So I open carry with my comfortable holster. And, it's just a thing. We're in a day and age now where if you're going to be in public, you better be armed. And I don't go anywhere with my family if I'm not armed. Now, for work, that's a different story, but don't like it. But, got to play by the rules, right? I'm a law-abiding citizen. Anyways, so, she kind of gave me the glare like that whole, I'm here. And then she noticed the gun on my hip, and her whole demeanor was just, it changed. She got this look in her eye, like, oh my God, he's got a gun. And then, she motioned to, the other lady that had the cart, look at him. And then she looked at me and like, oh my God. And they were like, I was like, my look of annoyance became a look of amusement, because I was just like, seriously, lady? Like, what do you think? You think because you cut me off at Costco, I'm going to pull my gun on you and get confrontational? I don't care. I was slightly annoyed, but whatever. If you need to go through the line first that bad, be my guest. I'm not in a rush. But they were literally it's like she couldn't stand to be near me once she noticed I had a gun on my hip. I think she was a little freaked out, to be honest. She was they were rushing their stuff through the aisle, and the cashier was like, what's going on? Because she was kind of confused, why they were trying to be so quick with their hurry up and go. And then they made a beeline to the door, and I'm just like, I don't know. I wasn't mean mugging her. I wasn't looking at, I didn't even, both my hands are on the cart. She acted like I was literally holding my gun on my hip, just kind of giving her I'm gonna get you, look, I'm gonna get you. I don't know. But it was amusing to me, and she was not the only one at Costco. I guess, if you go to Costco in Olathe or Overland Park in Kansas, just expect people to be weirded out, I guess. There's a lot of lefties who shop there. I go to Sam's Club all the time, and we don't have that issue, but then again, we're also in a more rural area when we go shopping, so when we visit my parents, we're not in a super rural area, so take it for what it is, I guess. But it was amusing to me. I was like, seriously, lady, do you really think I'm gonna pull my gun on you because you cut me in line? Seriously? Or are you just in front of my kids too? She's like, oh my God, this unhinged man who has a gun on his hip and he has children. Oh, it's just whatever. All right, I'm caught up now. I'll be hopefully caught up for the rest of the week, so expect them to be posted regularly. Other than that, shalom.